Welcome to the new Arrancar partial tier list. In this video, we're going to go through every single mythic, legendary, rare, and common. If you haven't already, check out my tier list playlist in the description below. You can see I already updated the Soul Reaper, Shikai, Bankai, and the Quincy Shrift and Volt Standing one. And hopefully after this one, I'll update the full res tier list. But let's get on to our first mythic. Alright, so Snake. Snake is a pretty good partial. You can use it on basically any skill tree. Speed and Kendo are pretty decent on it, but I think it's mainly meant for Hakuda, because a lot of these things are a lot easier to hit when they're forced to be stuck in front of you. Like mid Hakuda combo, you can Toro reach into the X move, and the X move guard breaks, and then you can combo extend once you pull him back down. And I think there's some true combos with it. The X move, if you hit the M2, is true into rising or maybe floating strikes. I know it's basically true into rising because it has some pretty decent stun here. The C move is pretty decent, but if you play against a smart player, they will just block because it does like no posture damage and doesn't guard break. So you're able to just do that, or you can even perfect dodge it, which I find myself doing pretty often. But still pretty good overall. Its damage isn't really there. None of these moves really do too much. The ZM2 used to be true into some moves, but it's not true into anything anymore. But you can combo extend off it. Like you can go Black Claw, or if you're on Kendo, you could go this into like maybe Sonata if you're lucky. It's not true, again, they can dodge out of it, but if they don't know that, they'll get hit by it. Probably gonna put it maybe A tier. I think it's pretty decent, but I think there's better partials. Like this one is really flashy, and other than the X move, like having some decent combos, it's not too good. But I'll put it A because it has some pretty okay combo potential. Alright, Light. They recently rebuffed it and then they nerfed it, but it's still pretty good. The Z move is amazing for like starting a combo. If you're up close, I'm pretty sure it's true into Rising Swallow. So if you're like right here, you could do a Rising Swallow true, and most of the time people won't be able to get out of it. It might not be true, but it'll land like 80-90% of the time. The X move is pretty decent, posture damage as well. C move is a good combo extend, and if you do it mid-air, like in a Hakuda combo, if you guard break them, they'll be stuck on the floor for like so long. So, yeah, pretty good overall. Probably gonna put this S tier, just because it's super annoying to play against the Z move, because they can do another move while they're still flying towards you, like a Flower Passage or Flowing Petals. Or if they're using speed, they could do like a Fast Fang, but yeah, pretty good. Alright, Vampire. I think I put this one in A tier last time, but I'm honestly going to put it S tier, because the Payday move, I don't think it's 360 blockable, and even if you try to block it, it doesn't work all the time, and also they can hold it down, or I think if you hold it down, it'll instantly pop, so it makes it really hard to parry it, because they can mix it up, and they also, I don't know if this move is uncounterable, but I can never counter it for some reason, maybe I'm just bad. But it does like 50% of your posture, which is insane. And then if you're playing Kendo, you can easily guard break them if you just stack another move or two on top of them. This Phage move also does decent damage. You can just do Z into X, free combo, and it should guard break if you do enough posture, because I think Phage does a fair bit, and also heals you, so that's good. The C move is kind of mid in my opinion, so you don't really need to run partial lessons for this. Just get Z and X and you're basically fine. But probably S tier. Alright, Stark. Now, Stark is really good. It just sucks that if they do have a counter, it is pretty easy to counter the wolves, but also they can parry pretty easily. But if you are smart, most smart Stark players will do the C move towards you, and then while they're anticipating like a counter or something, they'll stun you with like the Sanito Ceros to stun you, and then it'll be true into the dog if you hit them at a certain point, because then the dog will ragdoll them, and then you can do whatever after. You can also do the wolves into Serocore Zone, which is stupid damage, and also this the second hit now guard breaks. I don't remember it always doing that, but if you mess up your parry timing, you will get guard broken and they get a free combo on you, so probably gonna put this, honestly, S tier. Stark is really good. I really like it. Can I put it S tier? Yeah, it's pretty brain dead, and it's good on like basically anything. Probably more speed Kendo than anything, but it's also really good on Medic as well, because you can play pretty passive with that, and you've got damage from your moves, and you can what's it called? Stall a lot of time with Serocore Zone and this Z and C move. Alright, Volcanica. Now, Volcanica is pretty decent. A lot of these moves, I don't think they guard break. The Z and X move, I don't think guard break. But if you are pretty good at parrying, they're not too hard. They're like a lot easier than Berserk, at least, because they don't go like off your screen. You can actually tell when they're going to fall. And the C move is the only really good thing about it. It's really good for boss raiding against the AI bosses, not like actually going crazy with this in KT raid. But you can also do, I think, a 1 or 2 bar combo with this one. Like if you do the C move into Sonata, it should stun them, and then you can combo extend off that into like maybe a Rising Swallow because they're stunned in here. So if you get someone stuck in here, you'll do crazy damage. But other than that, it's not too good of a res in my opinion, or a partial, sorry. Probably put a B tier. If you're really good at landing the magma plumes, maybe you can make it A, but I don't think it's anything too special. I might even drop it to C, to be honest, because you won't really see many people running Volcanica in ranked or clan wars, other than maybe like a medic, because like Stark, you can delay a lot of time by just sitting in your magma plumes. They can't really push you or punish you, and then these two moves are pretty good for pressure, and it has hyper armor on this one. I don't know if this one does. I don't think this one does. Alright. Arrancar. Arrancar is really good. Unfortunately, you can't run double, or fortunately, I guess you could say, you can't run double counter anymore, so you are forced to go 50 kendo or like 60 speed, because you used to be able to run pressure shift with this, and you could just stall and just wait for your counter, because this counter is not frame 1, but it comes out really fast, does decent damage, ragdolls them. You might be able to Sonata Flow off this if you do like the jump tech. But yeah, pretty good. X move as well, has full hyper armor. It's like you can use like a balanced T, and it cripples or applies a debuff, which is pretty good. And the C move is pretty nice as well. If you land this, I'm pretty sure you can do, I don't know if this is true into anything, but you could use this after like a Sonata Flow, because the grab comes out almost instantly. It's like you know, Susanbachi X, that's basically what this is, like the same range and how fast it comes out. I don't know if there's still true combos with it. I haven't played in a while, but it's still pretty good. Just because of that counter, I'd probably put it A tier. Like, this is a really underrated partial in my opinion, because these moves are all really amazing. Having a counter makes your life like 100 times easier in ranked. Alright, Pantera recently got buffed. I honestly think, I've been playing it recently, it might be better than Slash. I'm probably going to put out a ranked video of it, or a Clan War one, but I don't know if they buffed the Z move, but I feel like it has a little more stun. But they definitely did buff the X move stun. You can do a true floating strikes or rising swallow immediately afterwards. Basically any move that isn't like a long CD one, or like a long windup, sorry. C move's pretty good. You can use this to cancel a lot of moves. If someone like Flower Passage or Flowing Petals, you can cancel it before they get to you. You can also just throw it out whenever to interrupt a move or to start a combo. So yeah, probably definitely S tier. And also this is basically frame 1 or frame 1 iframes. The second you press this, you're almost invulnerable. You can use this in any Hakata combo to get out immediately, and then you can do a Rising Swallow or Floating Strikes afterwards to punish them. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. It has a pretty low CD as well, so abuse this while you can before it gets nerfed. It's also really good with Blood Edge. Blood Edge true combos are crazy. If you've seen a couple of my videos, I really love that weapon. Pretty underrated. Alright. Did I put it already? Yeah, we put it S tier. Alright, Shark. Now, Shark is pretty good. I would say this is mostly good for Hakata, because the Z and C move do pretty decent posture, and then this X move is unpunishable. Like, you're in the ground for like 8 seconds. It's kind of crazy. It has a 30-second CD, but it's kind of stupid. Anytime you're in this, they really can't counterplay you. And I don't know which one it was, but the auto-tracking sharks that used to circle you, they changed those, so they hopefully don't do that anymore. But I still see it happening sometimes, so you can abuse that because they can't block something that's circling them. Z move you have to manually aim. The C one's the target ones, I'm pretty sure. Are these the ones that are target? Yeah, those are the target ones. But yeah, Shark probably... Honestly, I'm gonna put it A tier just because of this move alone. This dive and hunt one, especially in Clan Wars, if you're fighting 2 people and then one of them goes into this, you have such annoying pressure on you, and then you're also getting hit by another person. So yeah, this is also pretty decent on... It's actually pretty decent on Medic, just because of the stalling move here. But I'd recommend Speed Kendo on that. Maybe Hakata a little more. Alright, Devil. This one really isn't too good. I tried to make it good. Like, I'm always looking for off meta, but this genuinely is horrible. The Z move punches, comes up pretty fast. You like teleport to them. The C move as well teleports you. Yeah, this one. Or no, it shoots out this ray of thing. And I think you might be able to Sonata Flow after this. It's not true, but it's a decent combo. This X move, you can M2 it to make it guard break, but it's just a lot more effort than you should be doing for a move like this. It's just not worth running this overall. Probably gonna put it C tier. You can make it work. It's pretty decent on Hakata, but I don't know. It's just weird. If you want like a fast like TP like this, just run Storm, and this move is pretty bad. And this one's alright. It has really far range actually. I think it guard breaks as well. Kind of crazy. Alright. Spirit. Now, Spirit's really underrated. I actually think this is really good for Medic because a lot of your moves are really close range, and because you have Encompass, you can force them to go up to you. And especially with Discord, you'll do insane damage. Like, a lot of these moves, I think this... Okay, now you can't combo extend off that one, but the C move here, you can. If you're proficiency speed, you can do a Fast Fang True after this. It's kind of crazy because they reverted the change where it only goes a certain distance, because usually this kicks them far away. This one just happened not to. So yeah, pretty good. These have a very underrated damage. Like, these do mostly like a quarter of a bar, like almost even half a bar. So probably gonna put A tier. Spirit's really good on hybrid builds, like 40 speed, 25 kendo. I recommend because of the true combo with the C move here, the Sarah grab or the Sarah palm. Sorry. But yeah. Phoenix Partial is also really underrated. It's got pretty decent moves. They're not too good, but the real main part of it is that you steal Ray. If you're playing against one of these and they know how to land their moves, you'll have like no Ray the entire fight. I remember going against one in ranked and I had to run for like 3 minutes to regen my Ray. It's kind of annoying. The C move's pretty hard to land because you just jump up into the air and then go down. But if they aren't expecting it, like if they're going into you, like with a Flower Passage or Flowing Petals, or if they're just trying to attack you and you just do this, it's no counterplay basically because you're in the air. It has Hyper Armor in the second one here, so it's uncancelable. X move is pretty decent. This one also has Hyper Armor. It'll slam them to the ground. I don't think any of these you can really combo extend off of because they're not really stunned, but it is a good combo starter, I guess, to get them like hit or to get in range, like with this one. Sometimes this X move does glitch though, and you don't go far. Like, you just go like literally like an inch and then you stop, so it's kind of annoying. This one's pretty decent as well, and I think this one goes through block as well. So yeah, I'll probably put a B tier. It's pretty situational, but you can make it work. It's actually pretty decent on Medic too, because yeah, they can't really damage you if you always stealing their Ray. They're gonna have to force the M1 and crit you. And also with is it Ryatsu Rend? I think, yeah, Ryatsu Rend, you steal like half a bar, or like a bar and a half. It's kind of crazy. And with this one, they're gonna have no Ray. Alright. Onto the commons now. Acid. Acid is really underrated. The Z move is, if you're close enough, it's true into Rising Swallow, and it's also true into Sonata. And also it just ragdolls for a long time. A lot of acid moves do a lot of damage, and you wouldn't expect it. And they also, I think, slow you. Like, acid, like, slows you. X move's pretty good. You can stack this whenever. I recommend you run, like, Sonata Flow, so, you're forcing them to take the ticks from this move as well, while also hitting them with a damage move. Because they can't move in Sonata Flow. You can also run Eviscerate, but I think Sonata's a little better for this one. C move's also pretty good, because it's like, it's basically frame on iframes, and then you do an attack, any damage absorbed will be turned into your damage with this. This guard breaks as well, so it's kind of crazy. So, yeah, probably A tier. Probably put it above Shark and Spirit, though. Like, this is genuinely insane. Like, the damage on this and the slow. If you're fighting in Clan Wars, this is super annoying to go against, because they can just throw this move whenever, and this aura around them makes it really annoying to fight them, because, again, like I said, you're slowed. Oops. Alright, on to Bone. Now, Bone is pretty good. The Spline rebuff where they throw out 2 bones again is pretty big, but I think there is better ones, like Slash and Pantera I think are better. But this one you can still go crazy with, especially on Medic. This, which one is it? The Impaling one here is very close to being true into your crit on Siphon of Ray on Arrancar, and Arrancar one's actually pretty good, because I don't know if it steals Ray, but it goes through block. It's really annoying, and it does pretty decent damage, especially if you have like Discord on them. You're gonna do a lot of damage. Encasing's pretty good on Speed and Kendo, because you can do combos after this. Like, I think they nerfed the Rising Swallow being true, but you can also do Sonata after this. So yeah, pretty good AoE moves. Probably gonna put above Shark and Spirit. It's still A tier though. It's not as good as Pantera in my opinion. Alright, Slash. Now Slash is amazing. The Z move comes out fast. You can use it to cancel a lot of moves. X move interrupts Hyper Armor. You can get people out of pocket combos. You can get people out of air moves. It's just amazing. It's got good range. You can block it, but they reduce the end lag on it if it's block or parried. So you're able to basically do a crit immediately afterwards or another move. C move does like almost half a bar. It's insane. It's amazing for defensive as well. Like if someone's pushing you, just throw this out and they'll probably run into it. If you do end up landing this a bunch of times, if you're good at it, you're going to win the fight just off this alone because of how much damage it does. And the range is pretty insane. It goes a little further than you'd expect it to go. undisputed S tier right there. Alright, Storm. Now, Storm is pretty underrated. I think it's still good on, like, hybrid builds, like 40 speed, 25 kendo. Or you could even go full speed with it. Like, this is pretty good with Yamato. It's Arrancar one. It's pretty good, actually. It's got pretty big end lag on the crit, but if you do end up hitting it, if you do a turnaround tech, it'll make it so they get ragdolled behind you, so you're able to do a fast fang true. So you can learn to do that. X move's pretty decent. Just make sure you do it while you're like just flash up onto them and just do this, and they won't really react. It's like a Arrancar. What's that called? The kendo weapon. Like how big the range is. C move, battery, and Z move come out almost instantly. So yeah, you can interrupt a lot of moves or just use it whenever. Throw it out. So yeah. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put A tier. Honestly, I'm putting Acid S tier or S tier. Yeah. Like these ones are pretty decent. They take a little more skill to make work, but any S or A tier will basically be the best you could run. The only really bad ones I'd say are Volcanica, Phoenix, and Devil. Anything here you can make work, especially if you know how to use it correctly. Acid's insane if you know how to use it. You can also use. An annoying build I went against in ranked was it was Keto Speed. Don't know the exact stats on it, but they've run Neliel, and if you didn't know, Neliel has True Stun, and you can also throw Bala. So you hit Neliel and then you throw Bala, and it'll basically hit every single time, and then you can get on top of them with whatever move you want. You can do the Z move and then into Sonata or even Eviscerate. So yeah, that's why I'm putting Acid a little higher. This is where we're probably gonna end it. If you have any comments on changes you'd make, feel free to leave them below. And yeah, see you in the next one.